Sorry, didn't see you there. Glad that you came back for episode 2 of How to Build a Pedal Board. In this episode, we're going to be talking about the very first step, which is simply planning everything out and deciding what you want to put on your board. The first thing you got to do in planning out your pedal board is do a little research. Find different pedals that you like, either by going online. There's a lot of different good YouTube channels that do good gear demos that you can kind of see what they sound like. You could always go to different guitar stores in your local area and sample pedals there. Maybe if you have friends that are into the gear scene, go ahead and try some things out that they have, get some advice from them. Some different websites that are good resources in finding pedals and planning everything out. I would suggest, first of all, there's a website just simply called Pedalboard Planner. This website is brought to you by Pedal Train, and they simply have pretty much every pedal board that they've ever made on there virtually, and just about any pedal that you could ever want on there. So you can go on there and select all the different pedals that you want and then virtually place them on the board so you'll know what size board to get, and it'll also help you run out your signal path, but we'll get to all that later. My favorite resource when it comes to pedals is a website called Reverb.com. They also have a great YouTube channel. This is a website for new and used gear of all kinds. On there you can find different users like you that will be selling pedals, and you can offer them prices or you can buy them as is. Reverb also does good videos on gear demos as well, and also different instructional videos on all different kinds of guitar playing, drumming, anything you want. And a link to both of those websites will be in the description of this video. One thing that can be very helpful when planning a pedal board is to see someone else's. So why don't you come over here and take a look at my rig. Alright guys, so right now I'm just going to take you through a quick run through of my signal path so you can kind of get a taste for what different pedals do. Also, good to note, we'll be playing through my Stratocaster Deluxe in the neck pickup for every pedal. First thing off of my chain is a Crybaby Super Wah, which is a classic wah pedal, and when the wah is not engaged, it acts as a volume pedal, so I'll give you a little taste of that. Pretty classic for, you know, Jimi Hendrix style stuff. And then from there we go into the Pinnacle Deluxe from Wampler Pedals. It's a Marshall Plexi style distortion pedal, pretty classic 80s Eddie Van Halen style pedal. I'll give you a little sound of that. Pretty classic. It also has a boost on this side, and you can also switch from vintage to modern sounds. From there, we go into the JHS Morning Glory V4 right here, which is a very mild overdrive. I play a lot of worship music, so I like to use it for that. And this pedal right here is a control for the high gain setting on that. So here's normal setting. And then when you boost it into the next level, very light, but good in certain situations. From there we come to the gray channel overdrive from Earthquaker Devices. Technically an overdrive, but I really use it as my main fuzz pedal these days. 2 channels, one green half, one red half. Green channel sounds like this. And the red I keep set like this. Next we go to the Sub and Up octave pedal from TC Electronics, very good for organ type sounds. Here's a little sample of that. Very fun pedal to have. After that, into the Sonar Tremolo from ZVEX Effects. Here's what that sounds like. Pretty classic tremolo. Has a lot of cool things. It has a speed up and a slow down function, even has a built-in fuzz right here, but I don't really use that too much. Also has a tap tempo. From there we go into the Alter Ego X4 from TC Electronics. It's my delay pedal. I've got 3 presets here. I'll let you hear what those sound like. First one, a little modulated delay. Pretty fun. After that, I have a really long delay, which I use for really ambient style things where I go like this. And when using that, that'll pretty much go on for a very long time, very useful for ambient tones. And finally, my last thing over here is just a very subtle delay. Very subtle, you might not even really be able to hear it, but it is there and kind of helps fill in some of the lead parts. Very, very nice. After that, into the Polytune 2 Nor tuner. You know, pretty simple, but I really like it. Last pedal in the chain is the Procession Reverb from Old Blood Noise Endeavors. A very fun modulated reverb pedal. A couple different settings to let you hear that. Very spacey. It's got a lot of, I mean, you can really make this thing pretty wild. It's got a lot of different settings. Very fun pedal. One interesting thing, this part right here is a hold function, so I can essentially play something like a chord. And as long as I've got that held down, that will keep playing infinitely. And you can also play on top of that. Very fun thing to have. One last thing, when it comes to pedal boards, you got to have some kind of pick case on there. This right here is just a little headphone case from my college ministry that I'm a part of. The group means a lot to me, so I like to have that on my board at all times. Now that was my pedal board. Hope that gave you a little inspiration and gave you some ideas on what to look for with your pedal board.